What's going on, folks? This is Geeked Out right here on Deftal Radio. I'm your man, JQ. That's Free.
Yo!
That's Megan.
Hi.
That's Chandler.
Yo!
And we got Jeff in the box over there.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, hey.
Hey!
Guys.
The gang's all here. We're all
Gang is
together
all here.
again. Thank God.
It's been forever.
Like,
I know.
literally, I
It's
think
been
it's been
forever.
3 months. It's been 3 months since I've seen Megan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, welcome back, Megan.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm here.
We've been trying to hold the show together
I'm
without
alive.
you. It's been tough.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
tough.
Well, I've been just really busy working.
You're just here for a visit.
You've been working.
And we're glad, though. I mean, all your projects are working out right now. And so it's good
been
to be busy.
exciting, exhausting, and exciting.
Enjoy it while it's going on.
I know, because then I'll be like,
So,
Well, especially when you have to fly to like Atlanta
yeah.
and then come back.
No, and come right back.
Yeah, come
in
right
like
back.
less than 48 hours.
It's like, okay, we're on set. Get the makeup off and hop on the plane right
well,
back.
sometimes I don't take it off. I just go to the airport.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
With all that like whisper stuff on you?
Yeah.
oh, I bet security loves that. TSA sees you coming through and goes,
They kind of give me a weird look, but most of the main actors do that too. So they think they know now.
Mm.
And then last Halloween, I had blood on me, and they didn't say anything. I think because it was Halloween. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, they would have been like,
It's like, okay, we need to check her.
yeah.
check her for weapons.
Check her for everything. Like, you got blood on you, something
I know.
happened. You
Well,
know
when
what
I go, I'm on such a short trip. I just pack a backpack, and like they
Yeah.
give me clothes and stuff, so I don't have to worry about that.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But yeah.
TSA is probably like, guys, let's check her for a murder weapon, please.
But then again, in Atlanta or whatever, where
Yeah.
they film Walking Dead, they see it all the time.
Yeah.
that's
know
what
what I
I thought.
Yeah.
But there was one like after the first time I whispered, I went to a Waffle House because it was really late at night. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Ooh,
Nothing was
Waffle
open,
House.
and they hadn't given us stuff to clean off at that point because we were brand new on the show and they hadn't worked all the kinks out. So I went to a Waffle House and nobody was there. All the employees were sitting down. And when I walked in, they all stood up and gave me this look. And then my waitress came over and was like, honestly, we thought we were being robbed.
Well, because you put all that stuff on.
And this was
I'm
like,
sitting there thinking she probably walked in and they're like, oh my God.
yeah.
Get behind the counter. It's quick. Someone grabbed a shotgun because we got
Yeah.
a nut in our,
right?
in our
It's
presence.
like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. They're like, yeah, we're getting robbed.
Well, and
Just-
this was
just
half
take
a
it.
mile from the studio. So I was like, don't you guys get this all the time? And they're like, no.
It's like, no, they just go back to
I don't
the
think they
hotel.
pay attention.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, you're either homeless or you're going to rob us.
Yeah. I think people just aren't aware of what's going on still, even though it's been like over 10 years. They just don't. Unless they see people out in public or
Yeah.
like riding horses, they don't
Yeah,
pay
like
attention.
trailers and all that stuff
Yeah.
for the production. But
That's,
wow.
That's funny.
So do you
That's
take ET with you when you go to
Not
Atlanta?
when I fly. He's too big.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a present for you.
Uh-oh.
So now,
Uh-oh.
when you fly,
Stop.
there you go.
Oh my God.
She's cheesing, guys.
So now, when you go to like Atlanta or wherever you go on set,
I can take him.
yeah, that's yours.
So I have my ET, which you guys saw before. And
one.
he would travel in my van with me everywhere I went, and I'd take his picture at landmarks. So at first I did it for fun, and then people on my Facebook like loved it.
Uh,
So I made him an Instagram. It's traveling ET, but I got locked out of it like a year ago when a lot of people got like accounts.
oh,
got
yeah,
hacked.
yeah.
So I just got back into it, and I had one day off last week, so we went all the way out to Area 51 and got some pics for
That's
ET's
cool.
page.
Wow.
But I'm gonna wait until the raid to post them.
Oh, my goodness.
Please, do me a favor. For your own safety, do not go there.
Oh, I'm
please.
not going
I'm
there.
gonna go there.
I have family in federal government. I'm not going out there.
Right.
Okay.
I already know.
I mean that is going to be such a cluster. You know what? It's not even.
Oh, I know.
funny.
You know,
Everybody already booked all the hotel rooms out there.
Well,
Are you serious?
and what's happening is people are now going, oh, bring your sleeping bags. I'm going, what?
Are you guys
yeah, they
nuts?
think they're gonna like rave in the desert that night.
Apparently,
They're gonna have a big tailgating party.
apparently they're what they from what I heard on the news today, they're now planning a music festival.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, are you guys freaking nuts? You're going to have a music festival in the middle of the desert in mid-September when it's still well over 100 degrees.
Nice.
What kind of
The
idiots
reason
are you?
we went ahead and went was because I'm almost positive that the government will shut down the roads near there before or right before.
But not only that, it's not just a military installation that's still active, extremely active. They want to have a music festival and all that. They're not going to get permits. You know what I mean? So you know that there's okay, you're done. Shut it down.
Amateurs.
Here's the biggest worry, though, is that you're going to have all these people coming in, and what are they going to be doing? They're going to be bringing this.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going to happen? Is it's going to overload the system because you're going to have all these idiots out there with phones, and they're going to be trying to, hey, look, I'm going to talk to my Uncle Ernie or whatever it is, and
Uncle Ernie.
you know,
There's actually no service out there.
well, I was going to say it's very limited service,
Yeah.
which the what's going to happen is the cell system's going to get overloaded. Which guess what? When emergency services are going to need it, it's not going to be available.
Right.
So you're going to have people. I hate to make this prediction, but you're going to have someone who's going to end up dying because they were not able to get emergency services to that person. And who is there going to be to blame? You're not going to be able to blame the emergency services people. You're not going to be able to blame the local municipalities because, hey, it was all the people that came in and brought their cell phones with them that overloaded the system.
Man, Chandler really thought about
Well, I
this one.
guarantee you
I'm
that
pissed. I'm pissed
The
because
world's-
I'm sorry. I can see the writing on the wall as to how this is going to be played out, and I'm not going to sit there and pull politics into it, but I can damn well guarantee
It's
you
Trump's
that
fault.
you're going to have politicians. You're going to have politicians who are going to jump on this thing, and they are going to sit there
They're gonna
and
have a field day.
exploit the hell out of this.
Oh,
the
yeah.
world's eyes are going to be on Vegas on September 20th, waiting to see what happens.
The guy that started the whole like let's raid. They can't stop us all. It's like, okay, well, you go first, and you get shot a few times, and then see who wants to go in.
Yeah. You get to the front of the line, okay?
We were
But-
talking about it the other night. We think they'll use like beanbag guns or tear gas first
Yeah.
because people are going to try to go in.
Oh yeah. They're
I
gonna be stupid
guarantee
enough.
you, though, like it's going to be all over the news and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a personal story, and it was a guy that I worked with in my family business. He, this was, gosh, I want to say 20 years ago. He was driving out on the road, and he sees this really nice tree off to the side of the road. He decides to pull off the side of the road, and he's going to have lunch underneath the tree, and he's just going to relax. It's like a Sunday afternoon type of thing. So he pulls off to the side of the road, and he's underneath this tree, and he sits there and he eats a sandwich and stuff, and he falls asleep. And he says at one point he suddenly wakes up to hearing the tree leaves rustling above him. He opens up his eyes, and he's surrounded by guys in black suits. At least 5 or 6 of them
So that's Will
With-
Smith.
with armory.
Oh wow. So
we're talking
tactical.
military grade equipment here. And they're like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I stopped to have
Taking a
lunch
nap?
and taking a nap." "Sir, you do understand that you're on federal land." And they pointed to the sign that he didn't even see that said that you are entering government land, stay out. And so he realized the rustling of the trees was a helicopter that was on whisper mode above him.
And he couldn't
And
even
the
hear it.
winds were causing the tree leaves to rustle. So they sat there, they chatted with him for probably a good half hour. Of course, he had to present ID and the whole bit.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't so bad. What really got him was about 3 days later, he's at home, knock on the door. It was the FBI doing a follow-up. It was the FBI doing a follow-up visit with him.
They wanted to make sure he got probed.
Well,
right. Did you get probed? No, not yet. Okay, let's go ahead and schedule that.
so now bear in mind, this was, according to him, this was just off the road, which, anyone who's been in this area for a while and goes driving down Interstate 95 or goes extraterrestrial highway or anything like that, it doesn't take much to get off the road.
Oh yeah.
And he said that he just literally pulled off the road where he saw this tree there, and he thought but he never noticed the sign.
Oh boy.
And it's like,
That's
so
going on
here
his
it is. You
permanent
have all
record.
these people talking about wanting to invade.
But
Right,
you know
he's on
these
the
idiots
list.
are going to do it though. That's the thing.
What's that?
There's some of these idiots are going to do
Oh,
it.
of course.
Or not. I'm not saying go out there. That's one thing because like there are tourist attractions out there.
Yeah.
But go on the property.
That
Like,
somebody's
they
just
think
gonna
they're
swig
doing?
some Jack Daniels and just run past them.
Oh yeah.
And all of a sudden, beanbag, poof.
I
But
just
yeah.
hope they do that and they don't hurt people.
I was going to say, just like what you're describing there, the guy running, next thing you know, you see him jerking on the ground as he's getting hit by a stun gun.
So, have you been out to that little cafe that they have out there, like a little diner?
Talking about the Alien Cafe?
Yeah, the Alien Cafe. So that's where what was that movie with the alien and Joe?
The Winnebago,
Yeah.
right? The Winnebago with the aliens.
Oh man, I don't know what the
We
name of it.
actually went like kind of on the other side, but where the brothel is. There's
Of
an
course you
alien
did.
brothel. I didn't go inside.
You should have.
Well, I did. I mean,
ET did.
I mean, I don't know the layouts of the place or anything, but
No, but they have a funny sign.
What
It's
does it
like
say?
it's like Alien Cat House and has a picture of a girl alien.
oh my goodness,
yeah,
oh,
so that's
yeah.
where I got ET's picture.
that's
That's
awesome.
well, anyways.
Okay, anyway,
We got a great show for you guys today. God, we actually have topics in our schedule, right? So we got our top 3 topics today. Big news. Popeyes has a brand new chicken sandwich and it's awesome. I just thought I'd throw that in here. No, that's not the big news. The big news is Marvel, Sony, Spider-Man. The Marvel, Sony,
the breakup of the
the
century.
the divorce of the century. God, that I'm sure everybody's heard about it by now. My Facebook was and Instagram was just crazy.
just blowing up. With
Yeah.
it.
So apparently, Marvel went back to renegotiate, I guess, for the Marvel and Spidey and Sony
Yeah, the
relationship.
percentage. Yeah,
And their original deal was 5%. Marvel's only taking 5%.
okay.
Of the.
But it was 5% of a certain part of the money. It wasn't 5% of the whole
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
It was, I want to say almost like front money or something like that. It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
That's still
it
a lot
was-
of money.
It's still a lot of money.
That's crazy, a lot of money.
I
So
mean,
Marvel
I'll
came
take
back-
that. I'll take a 0.5% or 100.
I know, right?
I'll take
Yeah,
a
but here's
0.5% of
the
$1
thing,
billion.
though. Here's the thing.
Hey, just
is
pay
that
my bills real quick.
You're taking a property that Sony has had in their possession
Mm-hmm.
for almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
And the fact is that they've had a total of 5 films prior to
1, 2, 3.
the ones with
With Tom Holland.
Yeah.
With Tom Holland. Without Tom
No,
Holland.
no, yeah,
Prior-
without-
5 films without Tom Holland, and some of them have been okay, others have been kind of duds. You look at what happened with Venom. Venom didn't do as well as what they expected.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it gets back to just like what happened with Fox having the Fantastic Four, having the X-Men. You're talking about a studio that knows nothing about its fan base and the characters,
Yeah.
and basically taking those characters and doing what they want with it. So what does Marvel do? Marvel steps up and says, "Tell you what, we're gonna step in. We're gonna help make the next 2 films." And sure enough, this last one
Blockbusters.
is their absolute best film that
Yep.
Sony's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Sony. Let's use our minds here. Let's get a little intelligence going here. That Marvel was was a big reason for the success of that film because of the directions that they took the film, and the fact is the people who were working with it, such as Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what this all comes down to, is the fact of having those resources. So Marvel wanted more cut of the pie. Yeah, why not?
Right.
Exactly.
Honestly, even if you gave Marvel like leeway, because it doesn't have to be 100% either way. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we got to do it 50-50. If they would have said, well, how would if we do it instead of 5%, we'll do 15. You know what I mean? Then Sony would be like, so I don't know, man.
So what I've been reading is that the deal is not done. So I'm sure we're gonna have some kind of
Some kind of
oh
back and forth.
guys, yeah, we finally came to a consensus and blah blah blah.
I hope so.
But
Well, Free and I were actually talking about something earlier,
Mm.
and here's an interesting question. The question comes up as to Disney buying Sony or Sony Entertainment.
Mm.
And so Free was making a comment. He says, how do we know that Sony didn't set this up to create or encourage that from happening? How much money would Sony make as a result of a buyout?
Wow.
Yeah, so basically it would be Sony knows that Spider-Man is their biggest property.
Yeah.
And right now Marvel is working with them. What if they say, okay, well, how about this? We take our property back, so that way it forces Disney to make an offer. You know what I mean? And then we can negotiate from there. But until then, as long as they're using it, they don't have to offer anything. You know what I mean? So
the mouse is strong.
I don't know if they would be allowed to buy it though. They already own so much, and there are limits on it.
there's a
They can't have
monopoly.
They already kind of have a monopoly. But my view is like Sony is like old Hollywood. So for them, I feel like it's more of a business practice that they're putting their foot down as much as possible because they have been such an institution in Hollywood for so long.
Absolutely.
And their people are like, no, we're not giving any room. So I feel like Marvel will get a bigger cut, but right now that's all they're going to offer up. And I think too, like if this wasn't such a big franchise for Marvel, they'd probably like be like, okay, you do it without us, and then fail, and then they'd have to come back and say, oh, we really need you.
So, well, okay for 3%.
But I feel like right now it's just like a peeing
Right, the peeing
Well,
competition.
Yep.
Let's look at this. Let's look at the fact that you have a film and that was the best, most successful film for Sony, and let's look at some of the character points and some of the story points. Again, Free and I were talking about this earlier. Okay, you had Aunt May with the relationship with who? Happy Hogan.
Mm.
Aunt May is part of the Spider-Man universe. Happy Hogan is part of what? The Avenger universe. So here it is. This film. Where does Sony go from here? Because they're not going to be able to use Happy Hogan now. They can't.
Yeah.
They pretty much are destroying that storyline.
Mm.
Okay. Or how about the Iron Spider suit? That's Tony Stark technology.
Yep.
All the technology that Spider-Man has been using over the last 2 films, which has been provided by who? Tony Stark, who again is part of the Avengers. So you
Yeah, they definitely don't understand the fan base. That's a big thing.
And I think the point is like you said, Sony's been a part of the old school, like the old man mentality, where these executives from Sony in Hollywood, Sony Entertainment, they're like 80 years old. You know, like there's a thing in Japan where even though they have a lot of all this great technology, the actual companies themselves still use fax machines. And the reason why is because those 80, 90-year-old dudes that still own the thing.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I'm not kidding. This is fact. A lot of it is still owned by the 80-year-old executives, and they only know fax stuff. You know, yeah, they have cell phones and everything, but some of them still use the clam phones, and because of that technology. So, like you said, Sony being an older generation, they don't understand their fan base of how to make money in the new generation.
Yeah, and I mean,
So-
I feel like they're still trying to do things the old way, but they've also always had the upper hand. And like Marvel still is very much like the new kid on the block compared to them.
Mhm.
So they probably feel like they have more of, a hand, like an upper hand to be
Yeah.
like, oh, we can do this. They probably have better attorneys too.
Well, I guess it's kind of
Wait,
like
what?
when
They
Image
probably
came
have
about.
better attorneys too.
It's kind of like when Image came about. They made such a big impact that Marvel and DC were on their heels. And I think it's the same way. Where the Marvel Studios came up, now Warner Brothers and Sony are on their heels. So
I mean, like,
That's a good-
ultimately,
that's a good point.
Marvel is so much of a legacy now that they, could, in Hollywood, they could definitely be like, okay, you do it. And then they fail. And then they have to be begged to come back. But I think Marvel wants more to protect their fan base in a way and entertain them and make them happy. So they're not going to let that happen, which is why they're like, okay, Sony, for now, you know, they are more concerned about their legacy than
that one character.
than some Hollywood BS.
Yeah, I was going to say that part of what you have here is you have Marvel, who can take the perspective of, we know you're not going to do as well without us. And guess what? If you go out and you continue moving forward without us, with the hopes of us buying the property back from you, each project you make without us, especially if it's going to be unsuccessful, it's just going to lessen the price tag more and more and more.
Exactly.
And so at this point, it's kind of like strike while the iron is hot, because this is when you're going to make your most money.
I think Marvel's not going to let that happen with their fans, though. Ultimately, they're not
But
going to do that.
Marvel has so many characters.
But a lot of people that don't understand how it works either will be like, oh, that movie sucked. Marvel's losing its touch. Because they won't understand all the background of it.
I can see that happening too.
So they don't want it to be messed up. I mean, they're on top right now. Which I think is why they're going along with it. Like, okay.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And I believe Sony actually came out after yesterday's, shenanigans, saying, "Oh, we're sorry that Kevin Feige can't commit to
they're blaming it on his schedule, that he's too busy."
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, really, you're really going to use that excuse? Because what about all the Kevin had Avengers, he had Captain Marvel. I mean, he had other films in the works for the last several years, and he was able to pull it off. So, for Sony to sit there and kind of fall back on Kevin's schedule won't allow.
Well, Sony's always going to be diplomatic, whereas because Marvel is the new kid, then they have more room to say what they want online.
Well, you say Marvel's the new kid, but don't forget, Marvel is a subsidiary of Disney, who is older than Sony.
Well, I know, but Disney's hasn't always been in this type of movie business.
In the movie business?
In this type of movie business.
Well, okay.
They were in the animated series.
For a long time, it was all about animation.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But again, this is a conversation that could literally take 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we could talk on this forever. So, guys, when we get back, our top 3 topics of the day. Stick around, guys. Welcome back, guys. This is Geeked Out, Deftal Radio, and this is our top 3 topics of the day.
top 3 topics of the day.
All right. Topic number 1. Will streaming services outnumber cable and commercial channels?
Well, since I'm the one that started the subject, I don't know. I started thinking about this, and with all the streaming services that are out there now, you have Hulu, you have Netflix. You know, there's just, it seems like there's a new one popping up every day. You have Disney counting on theirs. You have DC and Warner, they counting on theirs, and it's interesting because I'm wondering if we're going to see streaming services take over the entertainment industry, from the sense of you have cable and you have network channels, and even some of the cable network channels have even recognized this, because you have like Fox.
Yeah, they're going
Fox
internet.
has started its own streaming service for news and everything else, and I know you talk about saving money and stuff.
Really, what it comes down, that's really what it comes down to, because cable bills are crazy.
Yeah.
I had DirecTV, and my DirecTV bill is like $140, $150.
Yeah,
easily
A month.
A month.
That's
a month. And now that I got rid of it, I'm just doing basic internet. Well, not basic internet. I mean, I got the upgraded speeds, but I'm paying $50 for YouTube TV. I'm paying, was it $15 for Netflix? That's pretty much it.
That's all you really need.
Yeah.
So-
And YouTube TV. I mean, this is an endorsement, but they're not endorsing us. But no, YouTube TV. I get everything. I get sports when I need it. I get news. I get all the basic cable, all that stuff. It's all on there.
So on YouTube TV, you could actually like put like Florida State versus Miami or whatever, and then it would pop up live.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I actually am one of those people that doesn't watch TV at all.
At all?
No.
Not like
you don't watch yourself on TV?
I try to watch the episodes I work on, and obviously I watch all Walking Dead and a few other series like Big Little Lies on HBO.
Good show. But
I haven't turned my TV on in like 5 years.
So, but do you watch like Netflix and all that stuff?
Not really. It depends on what show it is.
Wow.
Honestly, it used to be because I was so busy on the sets that I didn't sleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. And now it's just because no young people have cable at all. Well, everybody streams or has one of the subscription services. Everybody has at least Hulu and Netflix. But cable really screwed themselves over by forcing people to buy these big packages that had a bunch of crap you don't want to watch. And the other thing too is like a lot of cable shows, the networks are out of touch. Like I've worked on shows for like Fox and NBC where they were hugely popular with the fans, and then they cancel them for no reason, and people start these crazy online petitions begging for it back, but then they start a pilot on some show nobody wants to watch. So I feel like the cable networks themselves have gotten out of touch with it. So now like these younger progressive channels, like I'm going to say AMC's one because I work on them, but all of their shows they put online, they have their own subscription service. And if you subscribe to it, you get extra stuff.
Content.
Yeah, extra content.
So I think it's totally out of date, and it's only the cable company's fault. But also, like, I don't watch news at all. Like, I try to keep it out of my head. So the only thing I see is on social media, which then is like some of it's not real and some of it is. So it's just too much for me to put in my head.
Well, on top of that, the other thing too is that it's convenient because
It's
I can
on
pick
my
up
phone.
Yeah, it's in your hand.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not gonna
watch
watch
all
that.
my shows on my phone mainly.
Well, I mean, I think it's a great subject you brought up, by the way. That because of technology itself, it's progressed so far, it's so fast that we don't need to sit at our homes and watch TV.
Yeah.
We literally have the world in our hands.
Yep.
We can get news, we can get movies, we can get everything we want on our phones. And
And
with
all this was predicted by Gene Roddenberry
Yes.
back in the 60s.
I mean, somehow bring it back to being nerdy.
How about the communicator?
Oh yeah,
Beam me up.
that's a Bluetooth speaker on your chest.
still waiting for that beat me up stuff though.
No, but again,
Yeah.
kind of talking about this, where obviously there's still content that's being made for all these services.
Yeah.
So now what you have is you have these production companies that are working in tune with the streaming services, whether it's signing a contract with Netflix or signing a contract with YouTube or whoever it may be.
Yeah.
I know several creators who they've done exactly that. They were signed to contracts. Whether you're talking about Mark Millar for Miller World.
Yeah.
At one point, Rob Liefeld had signed a contract with Netflix, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so what's going on is you have these channels, or not channels, but these services, that what they're doing is they're going straight to the horse's mouth, so to speak. They're going to these creators in order to get access to the material, and they're making their own content.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and like Quincy was saying, that everybody wants to save money. So instead of having to buy the packages and the big things and all this kind of stuff and ESPN, you can literally go on YouTube and get any, or
but
you can go on Netflix.
The channels themselves are saving money too because they don't have to sell it to a network.
Exactly.
Like Stranger Things is one of the most popular ones. That's only on Netflix. It's not on cable. And then I worked on Channing Tatum's show. It was it didn't do very well. It was only on Hulu. It was the Step Up.
Oh,
it was like a TV series.
Okay.
Was it a competition, like a reality competition? Or?
No, it was a TV show.
Like an actual show,
yeah,
like a production.
like a
TV
drama
series based off of the movies.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I again, that kind of thing though, would his show have done better on a cable network?
Probably,
like ABC?
yeah, because nobody knew about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so much content out there now.
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
millions of stuff that you can watch. Literally billions of things on YouTube.
I feel like you have to be really unique or have an A-list cast
Yeah.
for your show to take off on one of the platforms.
And kind of like what you're talking about, where you don't have time to watch it. I remember in early 2000s when I remember when the TiVo unit first arrived, and I remember seeing it at CES here in Las Vegas, and I mean they literally had just come out in, I think oh gosh, who was it? I'm trying to think. One of the electronic stores that's not around, Circuit City. Circuit City.
Wow.
I remember
I am an ex-employee of Circuit City.
It was at Circuit City on sale, and I remember it was Sharon and I went down. We were at CES. We saw it, and we're going, "This is so cool." And we're asking, "When is this going to be available?" "Oh, well, it's just come out now. You can probably find it at such and such stores." And we literally, right after the show was over with, went down to Circuit City and we bought our very first TiVo, and we've had a TiVo ever since. Yeah. And for us, it's for us, because of our schedule, and just like what you're talking about, having a schedule, and it worked great. Now that was great for network TV or cable TV. Now you're just like Netflix. You turn it on when you want to watch it, and it's on call all the time.
Here's my final thought on that. The one thing that streaming service can give you that cable services can't is instant gratification.
Is what?
Instant gratification.
Yeah. Instant.
So, like, I mean, if you had cable TV and you wanted to watch a TV series, you would have to watch one show, and then you got to wait another week, watch another show, wait another week. But you
binge watch.
Yeah, you pull up Netflix, and you watch a whole series in freaking 2 days.
Okay,
and it's like 12 episodes or whatever it is.
I got a thing on that. I actually like the fact that there's a build up to the next episode. So, like, for example, when Game of Thrones was good, right? You build up to the next episode. You have to wait a whole week. That means you can get all your friends and tell them bring wings over.
That's true, too. That is true.
I can't speak for you guys, but I remember back in the day when we'd sit there and we'd watch TV, and here it is, suddenly the cliffhanger, and the cliffhanger hits, and it's like, stay tuned for next week.
Right?
I gotta wait a week for this thing.
But that anticipation, that love of the show. Like, for example, like I said,
who shot JR?
Right? Who shot JR? Who shot Homer Simpson?
Well, that was Well, some shows still do that though.
Yeah. Like, for example, like
just
Walking
for old
Dead,
time's sake.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, for example, Walking Dead. Like every week you have to wait a whole week. So
when Glenn was under the dumpster and we didn't know if he was alive or not,
right?
Everybody was freaking out. They were like, "Is he alive? Is he in the
better
dumpster?"
not be alive. We're gonna riot. But again, you don't know, so that anticipation builds up. When you binge it, it's like It's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm like still on only episode 14.
I know, right?
I was like, man, I got like 3 more to go for just this one season, but I'm gonna binge it. You know what I mean?
Speaking of binging, I don't know if you guys heard about this story, but Robert De Niro's production company.
Oh, I heard about that.
You heard
I heard
about
about
how
that.
the vice president of finance or something like that, or who used to be vice president of finance, is being sued
$6 million.
$6 million because this individual apparently binge watched 8 seasons, I think it was,
of Friends.
54 episodes of Friends over a 2-day period while working.
Oh, okay.
While
So
working.
why are they being sued?
Yeah, why are they being sued?
Well, it's not only that. Like she was caught using his frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, he was using.
Oh.
She was using his frequent flyer miles,
like all kinds of stuff.
using all kinds of other perks. She
embezzlement.
had like she was ordering food and stuff and having it paid for by the company.
Oh, okay,
Total
so it's not-
exploitation of embezzlement.
That was one of the
So
big.
she's, not getting, so she's not getting sued just for binge watching a show.
I saw something on Facebook where a company's paying somebody to watch all the episodes of Friends back to back, and they're paying them like $1,000
Pay me. Pay me.
but you have to like binge watch them all and like stay up.
Oh, like stay up? Like no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Never
Well,
mind.
with that being said, let's move on to our next
All
topic.
right, next topic.
All right, topic number 2. Are original content for movies or TV become obsolete, or are remakes the future theatrical entertainment?
Which I think rolls right off of what we just got through talking about, in the sense that you have this new material, but at the same time, and this is where I think, kind of like what you talked about, you made mention of this in the networks, and it's what is it that they're doing series of? You have something that people are watching, and then what do they decide to do? They decide to cancel it.
Yeah.
And
not listen to the fans at all.
Yeah.
Like Firefly is like one of the most
yeah.
successful shows that's been canceled.
Mhm.
And I think they finally made didn't they make a second season for the or
They made a-
something
they
for
made
the
a movie.
fans?
They made a movie.
they
Yeah.
made the movie.
Yeah.
Serenity.
But there's been so many series like that. I used to watch this show called Leverage. It was on a network.
Yeah.
And it was so popular. It was like their most popular show. They canceled it. And now there's a petition online from Leverage, and they're actually going to make another season.
See, what I'm thinking, okay, so, like, for example, with Serenity and Firefly, right? Now, like, I mean, it's been so long, there's no way that they can get all of these actors back together. I mean, unless they really put some real money behind it. You know, because they're all doing different projects. They all got their, everybody's got to
First
work.
off, are they all still alive?
Well, I mean, even if they were, I don't even know. But there's no way that you can get certain actors back because they have a shooting schedule of 3 months here. 2 months later, they got to do another one here or whatever.
Yeah.
You know the industry. So, like, it's one of those, or even when they do get canceled, sometimes it's because their main star gets put into a movie now.
Yeah. And then they
Right.
have to get a double.
Right, then you got to get those. So you got to do this, and then you got to think of his or her schedule, and then you got to redo your schedule, and that's going to take a lot of money, so that way you can coordinate with everybody. So sometimes the networks have to cancel a show because 2 of their main stars are gone, and they know for a fact that nobody cares about the other guys.
Well,
So-
yeah, but see, in a case like that, that's where you get creative with your writing team, and you start, okay, so you have a star that you're not going to be able to use anymore. Kill them off, bring in a new character, something like that. What I find is interesting is how many remakes of TV series do we see showing up, or remakes
is there a
of
lot,
movies for
though?
that matter?
There's like formulas, though, they go by.
There's formulas,
like,
maybe,
I watch
but-
shows and I'm like, oh, this, that, and the other's going to happen. And people
Yeah.
are like, how can you tell?
Well, the question was,
It's basically original content versus remakes. And like off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of like how many remakes we have. I mean,
oh my gosh,
there's like I can think of there's Magnum PI that came back.
Hawaii
Hawaii Five-0
Five-0.
came back.
MacGyver.
MacGyver came
you.
back.
I mean, we
that's
can
3
go
shows.
on.
That's only 3 shows.
That's just
well,
on one channel.
No,
And
no,
that's-
those are
is
3
that
shows.
one channel?
Those are
Huh?
3 shows
Is that
were-
one channel?
Well, Magnum PI, MacGyver, and Hawaii Five-0
Is that
are all
all-
CBS.
Yep.
CBS.
They
Okay.
They're all
brought back
CBS.
more. They did Full House. They're doing 90210 right now.
Yeah.
which is different. Which is a different. It's not a.
It's the
not,
same show. It's just
a
in the
continuation
future.
or something, right?
No. It's actually they're playing themselves. Like a
basically
fictionalized.
it's a 20. It's a
of the
20.
original.
It's a 20-year later thing.
But they're
Yeah.
doing it for the fans, the original fans.
Yeah. Okay. So I watched the first episode, and it's literally like everybody is their own selves. They're not playing Steve and whatnot. They're following their lives currently, and they're trying to bring back the series in the story.
Oh, okay. So you got Jenny Garth
yeah,
trying to. Oh, okay.
Shannon Doherty, but it's a fictionalized.
Oh,
It's a fictionalized story about their real lives.
gotcha.
It's
Okay.
been a long running joke though that Hollywood's out of ideas.
Yeah.
But I feel like that the networks are constantly fishing for a big fish.
Mhm.
So when they catch what they think is a medium fish, they
Yeah.
throw it out. They throw it back. And that's where they shoot themselves in the foot because they don't understand their fan base.
Right, they don't allow it to build.
No.
Yeah.
So what else are we? Because like when I think about the biggest series within the last few years, or even the 5-6 years that that people have just gone crazy over, it's Game of Thrones, not original. I mean, original. Walking Dead, original. What else do we have? There's Stranger Things, original. Like all the big stuff that's come out that people have just been going crazy about. They're all really been original stuff.
I
So
think Orange is the New Black is one.
that's another one.
Yes.
That's another one. That's a
Sounds
great series.
original.
But I'm not saying there isn't original material out there.
Yeah.
There is. But then at the same time, when you look at the movies that are coming out, and
I think it's more movies.
Huh?
I think it's more movies that you see a lot of recycled.
That's
properties.
my point. That's
Yeah.
my point. And
Not so much TV.
When you look at the movies, ask yourself this: how many movies are tied into somehow a comic book, or a comic book character, or a
Yeah.
comic book story?
Well, that's hugely popular right now.
But it's hugely popular. But you also have to consider this fact: it costs money to either develop a project from a new idea, or for you to get the rights to something.
Which has been written for the past 70 years.
Exactly.
It's already built in.
You have storylines and characters that are already out there that are long established.
Mhm.
And have a fan base.
And exactly. They have a fan base that they're able to tap into. So why not use that?
Yeah.
Hence why we see so many movies being made that revolve around comic books. And I give you an example. There was one, and I never actually saw it, but I remember hearing it coming out, and it was a movie called White Out. And it was based on a graphic novel that was written.
Okay.
It was a
But it
graphic
got
novel that
erased.
came out some time ago. No, it has to do with it had to do. Whiteout is a term
They
that's
used
used
ink
in
instead of pencil.
snowstorms.
I know, but get
Okay.
it white out, written.
Well,
yeah,
you're from
but-
Hawaii, so I don't know if you know that or not. But
Penn State white out. Anyway.
but no, just so it's again, it's been interesting seeing how you have people that will get their hands on. It's considered new material in the sense that it hasn't been made yet in a movie form, but it's been made in another form. Look at novels. You have novels that whether it's the Hunger Games, whether it's Harry Potter, which I kind of laughed at this. I don't know if you heard about this, but the woman that's the writer of Harry Potter,
J.K.
she
Rowling,
actually fell off the billionaires list. And how she fell off the billionaires list was because she donated so much money to charity that it actually knocked her income from being a billionaire
Nothing wrong with
down
that.
to 100 millionaire.
right? To like 900
I
million.
know.
But I think also like the shows that are on network TV, they do what I was saying was they follow a formula. So when you're watching an episode, like you said, MacGyver,
Oh, yeah.
in that episode that he's going to rig something together. There's going to be some kind of bad guy. And
Someone's
there's
gonna get
be
caught.
A resolution. But on all those original series, you have no idea what's going to happen.
What's
you
he
don't know
gonna do
if
with
there's
this
going to be a bad guy.
bubblegum wrapper and toothpick?
Yeah, you have no idea. And I think people get tired of that because then you're like watching this. It's essentially watching the same thing over and over again in another show.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over again.
See, that's why I like the Quantum Leap. Remember that show?
Oh, that was
I don't think I
God, that was one of my favorite
premise
shows.
was like they go everywhere
Yeah,
with it,
yeah.
you know. But
Oh,
they
that was
still
that was an amazing show.
Yeah, it's like it's based out of like the whole time travel thing or whatever. Like, but it's every episode is totally different from the last one.
Yeah.
So anyway,
But I think when it comes to TV, you don't see that. I mean, you don't see that turnaround with originals versus recycled content. I think it's more the movies that you see that. Like let's look at like Green Hornet. Remember Green Hornet when they came out in the movie theaters?
Joe Rogan,
Joe Rogan,
not Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, and then they turned it into a comedy. Yeah, I wasn't on board with that. Like stuff like that. I mean, you're going to see that more in movies, I think, than you are going to be seeing that on TV. So.
Well, I mean, again, the theory is that if it's been written, Shakespeare's already done it. You know what I mean? So basically, everything that's said
He wrote Star Wars.
Yes, in Hamlet or Midsummer's Night Dream or whatever. But that's the whole premise of it. Is like what everybody thinks is original content. Somebody else has done it. You know,
in some form or another.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be here in America. It could have been done in Arabia. It could have been done in Japan. It could have been done anywhere.
Yep.
So original. For me, that doesn't translate. The only thing I can think of original is like say something like when Stanley brought up mutants and how they worked out and how that dynamic was 70 years ago, you know. But I mean, if you look at it now, it's like the reality show thing. That's what kind of messed up for me the whole being original, because now okay, we have the Kardashians where all we got to do is just put a camera in front of them and edit it to make it seem like they're always in trouble or, you know, they're always...
Most reality shows are scripted.
No, yeah, absolutely. In the beginning of the shoot, every day, here's your script, make sure that you fight with him.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So, but at the same time, all it needs is one camera. And it's so cheap to make that, but their ratings are off the charts. So now they're
because people are able to live someone else's life.
Yeah,
through,
like, you know, I want to live
which is why when
want
Sharon and I were
Mercedes.
approached about it, I said, hell no. I'm not putting my life in public eye.
Right? And so and it's one of those things where they don't not stream, like you know, owners of studios or whatever. Yeah, we don't want to pay for a writer. We don't, well, you know, we could pay for one writer instead of 7. You know, we don't want to pay for the $1 million episode production for Friends. We don't want to, well, actually, Friends, like it went from $1 million a production episode until everybody's like, no, I want 1.5 for myself, 1.5 for you, 1.5 for you, one for, and so all of a sudden each episode turned out to be like $20 million production.
Oh God!
So they don't want that no more. They're like, well, we'll just buy a property. You know, we'll go to and we'll make Blade again. You know, or you know, we'll.
The thing with reality shows is that people can tune out and mindlessly watch it. You get off work, you don't have to focus on it, and then they also, like, some people are bored with what they have going on or their job, so that's where they get their entertainment. That's why it's so popular.
Big Brother.
Because they don't have that kind of drama in their life.
Right?
So
they
they're
go
like,
to work and they come home and they cook dinner. And,
so that entertains them. And that's why it's so popular. And you don't have to follow the storyline every week and look for Easter eggs. And yeah. But it's too much for me. I can't.
I personally like the fact that, like, say, The Boys that came out on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It's an original. It's from comics, but it's an original storyline. But I can understand why they made Chips. You know, like the movie Chips and
the
Starsky and
remake.
Hutch.
Yeah.
Like all of these action TV shows now are being made into movies, but instead of
slash comedies,
like 21 Jump Street.
Oh, that's another one.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I could keep going on. You know, but I don't know why they're.
I personally hate when they do that.
I don't like it. I don't like. If I want an action movie, I want an action movie.
Yeah.
You know, like the Fast and Furious, the Hobbs and Shaw that came out.
I didn't get to see it yet.
It's like the 9th or 10th movie in the family of Fast and Furious, but because of that premise being, hey everybody, you know, I want to, you know, it's a family thing and all that stuff. Yeah. They still kept that premise, but now they're breaking off. Yeah. Instead of having everything centered around Vin Diesel, now it's about these other two guys. But have you seen the movie? Have you seen the movie?
Which one?
Hobbs and Shaw.
No.
Okay, so basically, it's a Fast and Furious movie, right? Fast and Furious.
Don't waste it for me.
No, I'm just
I may
saying.
go see
It literally says on the marquee, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. And so you know it's going to be a Fast and Furious movie.
There's going to be a bunch of cars.
There's going to be a bunch of cars, a bunch of yoked up dudes, like baby oil all over.
And then they're going to talk about family for
I'm
like.
going to talk about family, and I'm going to talk like this, right? It's like so. I mean, you know what you're getting, no matter what, original or remade. You know what you're getting.
Well, I think also what's been interesting when you talk about stuff like this, and this gets back to the whole streaming service, is that you have channels that or companies, networks, that what they'll do is they will go ahead and they will greenlight a series to be done, understanding that, okay, maybe it won't do so well, but if it doesn't do well, we're going to throw it on our streaming service that we're still going to make money on.
Yeah.
Because some people are still going to watch it. Whether you're whether you're talking about like what is it? I think it's ABC has that show Dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know if Dynasty even shows on network TV anymore, but you can find it on the ABC app. And you have all these apps and all these streaming services that are exactly that. It's a whole season.
Yep.
But what they do is they throw it up on TV first, see how it goes. It didn't go so well, but they throw it onto their streaming service. So it's not like going back 10, 20 years ago where, okay, do we take a risk with this? We buy a whole season of this show, and if it doesn't do well, that means we're going to eat it for whatever episodes don't show.
Yeah, now
because they had no place to show it.
By the way, Elizabeth Gillis on that movie, that show Dynasty, she was Jade in Victorious. You ever seen that show with Ariana Grande and all that?
No.
Okay, never mind. Have you seen it, Victorious? No, it's a freaking Disney show. No, it's a Nickelodeon show.
Yeah.
Anyway, it had Ariana Grande. It had. Anyway, it's a teen show, but she's very talented and she's gorgeous. Anyway,
all right, let's move on to our last topic, guys.
Last topic.
Topic number 3. If you could be a comic book persona, would you be a villain or a hero? And what would your power be?
Repeat that.
If you could be a comic book persona, would you be a hero or a villain? And what would your power be?
So basically, who's your favorite comic book character?
I know, right?
And what would you do with it?
Not
We did
necessarily.
this a long time ago, but I'm going to go ahead and field it anyway. Because I remember my answer. My answer was I would be a villain, and my power would be if I could stick my hands in my pockets and pull out whatever denomination of money I would want. Like, I did.
Is that a comic book hero?
No.
Oh, you can make an original.
Yeah.
I thought it had to be like a comic book person.
No, you make your own.
Oh, that changes the game. Okay.
So, like, if I wanted like $300, I'd be like, $300,
Okay.
and there it is, right there in my hand. $52,000. Oh my God,
I
my
think
pockets are going over.
In real life, I always try to like do the right thing and stuff. So I would think I would be a hero,
So you'd be Spike Lee.
but
Okay,
it would be. I think that this goes into like the whole mentality of making a comic book too. Is that what if I was a villain and I channeled all the bad stuff that happened to me into the dark side, like those dark thoughts you have. You know what I mean? Like, what if you did the wrong thing and not the right thing?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Dun.
But I think the biggest power I'd want is to definitely fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save you money.
Fly.
Fly.
Fly like the eagle.
Yeah.
Like fly.
That's like the number one thing of any superhero, I think, is like.
I'll tell you, I don't know if I could do that, and the reason for it is this.
Windburn.
What would happen if you suddenly lost your power?
Well, that's not the.
Then
question.
you're in trouble. Here it is, you're flying. Oh, I'm flying 40,000 feet over the ocean. Uh-oh, I lost my power.
Here's a sub question for you. Would you want to fly like Superman, or would you want to fly like this? Like,
Yeah, I
literally,
know.
like-
I'd want to fly. Like, I actually have
Would you
dreams.
rather?
I have this like consistent dream I've
Uh-huh.
had for like 20 years where I can like
Ascend.
levitate.
Okay.
And people are always like, how'd you do that? You know what I mean?
So you'd fly that way instead of like.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now this is another thing about the flying, right? That brings up questions like how high can you fly? Because at 40,000 feet, you can't breathe, right? So you can only stay up at about 100 feet, maybe 200 feet, you know,
Well,
whatever.
why would you
10,000.
really
10,000,
want
right?
to
Like
fly
10,000.
higher than that?
So, well, no, you can go out, I think, 20,000 feet before the air is too thin to.
I think it's 13.
What, 13?
I get
So you would know.
road rage walking in public,
I know,
so I'd
You just levitate and go.
yeah, and go.
Well, what if he could only fly like 3 inches off the ground?
No, like you know how isn't it Magneto does
Yes.
it like 3 or 4 feet up in the air?
He can actually probably go like. He has his own meteor.
That'd be dope.
So, right? I get it. But again, that's like, you got to think of how high you can fly. Because sooner or later, you're going to get to an atmospheric pressure where your body will just, implode. But before you get there, you're like, okay, I can't breathe. Got to go 5 feet down. Oh, I can breathe. So.
What about you, Free?
See, I didn't know that. It was like, I thought it was like,
Just
we have to pick
yeah.
an actual comic.
No.
Like, okay, everybody knows I love Magneto and the whole all that stuff. I think what is it, the one that Professor X has?
Telepathy.
Telepathy, but not just telepathy, because I'd want to fly too. So I'd need not just telepathy.
Telepathy.
But I would also need the frick, I just had it.
You can only have one.
I know, right?
You can only have one.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'd have
Choose
to go,
one. Come
I'd
on.
have to go at magnetism, being Magneto, because he can fly, he can move stuff. I mean, everybody has iron in their blood, so he can
And then you're like,
take it all out. And he could do basically whatever he wants. There's a storyline in the comic series where he stopped the world's gravitational turn or whatever it's called, and created tidal waves that killed billions of people. I don't want to do that. I'm just saying I want the power to do that. You know what I mean? So that way I could tell countries, hey, knock it off.
Can you imagine, like, you go out into an open field and be like, I want all the coins and everything that are just randomly in this field right now.
Right? Like, I want to go to the middle of the ocean and get gold doubloons out of pirate ships.
Out of Spanish galleons.
Right? And then just hand it over to my friends. There you go. Like John Wick's just there you go, there you go, there you go. So I mine would be magnetism. Like high powered, like omnipotent.
Yes.
Chandler.
Where do I begin?
You gonna be Quagan?
Dude,
I don't know if I could say that I'd be a hero or a villain, because I think it depends on the circumstances. But
you can be both.
I would want the ability to read minds and control minds, because that ultimately takes care of a lot of it. When it comes to money, you're able to manipulate the situation with money, knowing what you're sitting at a poker table. You know what the guy has.
Quincy, I want you to use your power to pull out $5 million out of your pocket and then give it to me.
That's a big burden to bear.
But at the same time, just like what you're saying, you have someone, you sit there and you tell a country, knock that stuff out. But if you have the ability to tap into the leader's mind, and basically have him stop it himself, so now you are actually playing. And you're right; it's a huge burden, because you're actually playing both sides of the coin.
But you could also hear people all the time too, right?
Block it out.
Yeah, but that's
See. Okay, so
have the ability to block it out. In other words, it's basically selected. It's selective.
Well, don't men already have that anyway?
Me being able to control
selective hearing. I said, don't men already have that anyway?
Yeah,
Selective
we hear
hearing?
what we want to hear.
I know what you're talking about.
We do what we want to do. Just ask Sharon; she'll tell you.
But wouldn't that be scary though, if you couldn't block out those all the voices coming in?
Oh, if I couldn't block, forget that.
See, that's why
you would be a mess.
Well, that's how Professor X was.
I'm talking about having complete control,
Professor X style.
So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm able to read people's minds. I'm able to basically also control the way people think. Which, if I'm correct, that's actually more of Phoenix, isn't it?
The Dark Phoenix or Phoenix? Dark Phoenix will just destroy everything.
No, Phoenix.
That's just a small portion of her power at that point. Yeah.
But one of
Man,
her abilities was telepathy and
telekinesis,
and also being able to move things.
Yeah. Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. I was like looking for the word.
No, I'm not saying I want telekinesis, but like I said, having the ability to hear what other people are thinking and control what they're thinking.
I mean, there's so many powers that if you really think about it, like Iceman, everybody thought he was just a joke because all he does is throw ice at people.
Come to find out.
Yeah, come to find out, like when Emma Frost took over his body, she's like, this guy's an idiot. He's like one of the most powerful mutants ever because this whole planet is water. Your blood is water. That tank is water. And he can do anything he wants with it. I mean, he can literally make shards of glass and just throw it at people. He doesn't do it. And so I remember that storyline where...
Unless you're in Las Vegas, then he's screwed.
Yeah, then you're screwed because there's no water in the air or nothing.
It's like, oh, God, Lake Mead.
But yeah, so, I mean, it's one of those, like, when he took back his body, he felt so bad about himself. He's like, I can't believe, like, I didn't think about this before. I didn't use my potential. Yeah. Now he's a badass. But, it took somebody else, like, taking over for him to figure it out. So, yeah. I mean, any kind of power, really.
Yeah.
Like Jubilee. Fireworks. Pew! 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 I don't know.
You sure you're not talking about
Dazzler?
Dazzler.
No, Dazzler's is different because she generates hers off of sound.
So
Jubilee's just
it's like you can't see for a second.
It's really bright. It's really bright.
So yeah, I think all of the powers that everybody said is kind of cool. I mean, the flight thing. I mean, just like breathing underwater and flight, so you can go with the dolphins, and you can fly with eagles. I mean, of course, flying is top of the list for most people, so I get it.
Not me.
Or invisibility. That'd be a cool one.
What's that?
Invisibility, controlled invisibility.
Yeah.
Not like
what if you couldn't control invisibility? Like, let's say you can become invisible, and the only way you can become invisible is you take off all your clothes and you but then like you don't have control over it. So so like all of a sudden you're like, oh hey guys, what's going on? Hey, oh sorry.
It's like I only get invisible when I'm aroused. I mean, like
that would be the worst.
That'd be the worst.
You would have to carry like your phone and look at. X-rated material.
Weird conversation.
This is definitely a weird conversation. With that being said, that is it for our top 3 topics of the day, guys. When we get back, we're going to wrap this show up. Stick around! We're back, folks. This is Geeked Out Deftal Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Great show, guys. Great show. Welcome back, Megan.
Welcome back, Megan.
We missed
I
you.
know I missed you guys. I was separated from you for a while.
She lied. She's like, I can't believe I have to do this show again.
No, I was just literally working
Nah, I know.
too much.
You know, she's a social media
Try to make the dream
Butterfly.
real.
butterfly. And,
Yeah, and that's the thing is sometimes I get frustrated because I can't post everything online. And then
well,
I'm like,
especially because, yeah, you got
hee
the
hee hee hee.
like non-disclosure
You don't know what I'm doing.
It's so secretive, guys.
I can't tell you nothing about Natalie Portman in his store.
Well, I've been going to. I've actually been going to some auditions too.
Yeah?
Is there anyone that you can actually talk about?
There's
Oh,
a
wait,
feature
actually-
film being filmed here in Vegas in this month.
Are you going to be on Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
Speaking of wrestling, whatever happened to that WWE thing that you tried out for like a long time ago?
They asked MTV asked me to apply,
Okay.
and I didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay.
It was because
We're all sad
didn't want
now.
to mess my body up.
That's true. No, like,
Oh yeah.
What
Like
happened was
wrestlers?
I had applied for Lindsay Lohan's show about her beach house like
In Greece?
last summer, and they liked my audition tape. So they had me do a real world audition, like 3 stages of it. And then after that, they've been sending me like a ton. And the casting director started following me online. So I think it's just a matter of time.
right? Just getting their production in
But I
order.
want to do the right one because, like you were saying about reality shows earlier, they perpetuate you in a certain way,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
Especially like, well, with real world, like in Hawaii, I was DJing and MCing, so they'll all come to the club all the time, and the guy Tech, the one that was in Van Wilder,
Yeah.
coolest guy. Right? He's like, dude, if you want to be on TV, just hang out with me, man. Like, then sooner or later the camera's gonna catch it, and you just gotta sign something. But I was like, nah, I'm good. So I went to the house and everything, and literally they're all sitting there reading their scripts,
Yeah.
and I'm like, isn't this like the real world? And he's like,
No.
and then so Tech was like, yo, bro, does anything here look real to you?
I go to a lot of auditions for reality shows, game shows, and nobody wants anybody to know that they're not real.
Yeah. Of course, you got to keep that kayfabe. So,
Yeah.
Kayfabe.
kayfabe. So, anyway.
So I'm trying to figure that out.
Yay.
But that's not my focus. That's just something I,
It's a stepping.
yeah.
Besides that, what else you got going on this weekend?
This weekend,
Yeah, just this weekend.
I'm just working.
Just working like
We're
all
working
of us.
The Golden Tiki.
The Golden Tiki. It's one of Vegas's staple, like, from, like, what is it, the 1960s or something?
Well, that's the theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tiki bar, but it's a very
bar, yeah.
interesting tiki bar with wooden phalluses everywhere.
Oh, there you go.
Palaces.
Chandler, what are you doing this weekend?
Nothing.
Sleeping.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
See, he thinks he's going to sleep, but I got to be honest, man. Like, I've seen what he does for work, and even though he's like, yeah, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to stay home, even when he's home, he's doing this, talking to John Romita's, family and Junior's family, and making sure that this is here, making sure that is there, making sure he's got enough workers for certain like conventions and everything. So you say you're going to be home. Technically, he is, but you're still working. Let's be honest, man.
Well, I have my office at home and I have my office at office.
You'll be in there.
And then I have my office at the store.
We just got to take his phone from him one day.
Oh God.
Yeah, this, I don't go anywhere without this.
No, no.
And just say, if someone puts their hands on this, they lose their hands. Let that be known. Yeah, it's just,
Well, enjoy your rest. Enjoy your
Sharon,
rest.
Sharon and I were actually saying that we're going to take Tylenol PM.
And just
Just,
hibernate.
It sounds like a wild party.
I know. Right? So we can stay up longer.
Well, the part, it's like, give you an example. We got home Monday. We got home late Sunday night from New Mexico. And so we were normally we would go into the office the next day or the next night. But I told Sharon, I said, Sharon, you know what? We've just come off of 4 shows in 5 weeks. Do me a favor. Stay home. So I said, I'll go in the office and I'll make sure everyone's got, they're doing what they have to do. And I think I left the office at like 10 o'clock or something after being there for like 5 hours. And, Sharon went home, and all I know is that I got home about 10:30, grabbed a quick bite to eat, and then I went up and did some stuff on my computer, and probably by about 2, I went to bed, and Sharon was still downstairs on the chair working.
See? I mean, that's what she loves to do. Let's be honest. That's what she loves to do.
But then she comes to bed, and then she wakes up at 7:30 to get ready for an 8:00 conference call. And then she'll sleep for another half hour, or if she can even do that, and then get ready to go into the office. So,
What about you, Q? What are you doing?
Me and Jeff got to go out of town for work.
Who? Jeff.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's Jeff doing this weekend?
Yeah, what are you doing this weekend, Jeff?
We'll be in Hawaii, I think.
Oh, are you in Hawaii?
Oh, I feel so bad for you.
Did you just slow play that?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Hey.
So DJ De Niro over there, our producer, and Quincy Victoria, the MC, is going to be in Hawaii. What's the event?
We are going to be at the Beer Fest at the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Honolulu. Yes. I will be emceeing while De Niro over there, Jeff
Provides
DJ
the
De Niro
beats.
will be providing the beats. We're going to have Lana K and the family. We're going to have Sharkarillo, Willie K, and Cashed Out.
Okay. Now, if you don't know who Willie K is, do you know who Willie K is?
No.
He is an absolute legend.
Yeah, that's what I
I
heard.
mean, we're talking like Israel Kamakawiwo,
Yeah.
that level legend in Hawaii. Like, dude, that guy can play anything on the guitar. Anyway, I'm a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. I wish I was with you,
Yeah.
but I'm not. So,
You were with me last year.
what are you going to be doing, Free?
I will be drawing at a drawing table. Probably doing some more content for my YouTube channel and my Patreon and all that stuff. So,
And when is that going to be premiering?
you know what? I'm trying to put together enough backlog where I don't have to continually upload every day. Like, because I have a business partner named Mark Easy that does all the production for it. So I draw it and I send the files to him. He puts it all together and then sends it back and I put it up. So I want to make sure that I don't overextend him because he's got a lot of stuff to do.
So do you have stuff up now?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's probably going to be premiering either next week or next week. So
Or next
yeah,
week.
I was thinking, no, 2 weeks from now is too long. So probably next week I'm gonna, actually launch it and get everything, all the ducks in a row. So
Cool. Very cool.
but until then, it's all about drawing.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to my shirt, though.
Yes.
You guys want to see that shirt?
Go ball.
It's my character. And I'm talking through my shirt.
And you can get it
Get it
pre-order.
on my my website, theartofquincyvictoria.com.
By the way, have you seen her shirt? Excellent. Be excellent to each. Let me see. Okay, to each other.
It's Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted.
Have you seen the production
Yeah,
photos
they're
so
filming
far?
it right
No, I haven't.
Dude.
I heard it's good. And then they're bringing back it's George Carlin's daughter as
As the main female
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
the kid character. So
so
I like Keanu.
everyone loves Keanu.
he's such a nice guy.
And the thing is, with John Wick and all that, he does a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah.
Like even in the car and they're driving,
Yeah, yeah.
you can see his face.
Yeah.
That's actually him.
Yeah.
With the door off and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, and of course he's a down to earth, nice dude.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
You've heard about Matrix 4?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, that too.
Everybody's been talking about Spider-Man and Popeye's chicken for the last day. So
You've been talking
We've
about
been talking about
Popeye's
Popeye's
chicken.
Yes.
chicken.
man.
Did I miss something
Nobody's
with
been
Popeye's
talking
chicken?
about Popeye's
No,
chicken.
What's going on?
honestly,
What's
it's on
everybody
Twitter.
talking
It's
about
like
Popeye's
Dude.
chicken?
the number
So-
one trending topic on Twitter right now.
Is
Popeye's chicken?
Popeye's
because they
chicken
came out with a new chicken sandwich, and it's amazing.
They say that it rivals or better, most of it better than the Chick-fil-A sandwiches. So, yeah. Chick-fil-A has always been the gold standard of
Yeah.
the chicken sandwich.
Is it?
I had let me put it this way. I had 3 chicken sandwiches yesterday. 3
And you have to
From
work out like
Popeyes?
7
from
hours.
Popeyes.
It's
Huh?
The top topics right now are, I won't read some of them because some of them are political, but save Spider-Man from Sony.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Tom says save Spider-Man from Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see Popeye's chicken, y'all.
I don't know.
It was.
My social media feed has been all about Spider-Man and Popeye's chicken all day.
Like, it's so weird. Like, the Matrix 4 got outshadowed by the Spider-Man announcement.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But Matrix 4 is, people are.
And
excited about that too.
They got the original Keanu and the original whatever her name was. I forget.
I forgot her name.
So
Short hair.
see, that's the thing though. Like, so many people were disappointed with the Matrix 3, like the last one in the series, that I don't know after so long if it's gonna create a big enough buzz to get the kind of box office they want.
Even without the Spider-Man and the Popeyes news yesterday, I don't know. Like I'm not a like if Matrix 4. I'm like okay, cool.
So
all
the
right.
thing with the Spider-Man thing, Donovan Peterson, a local artist here in Las Vegas, he actually put something up on his.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, I got to be honest, it doesn't matter to me. Like the movie Spider-Man movies did nothing for sales of comics.
Yeah.
So my Spider-Man's in comics. And if it doesn't do anything for sales or any progression in the book,
whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Anyways, that is it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the alarm button, hit all that good stuff. Look at Megan's ET. She's happy.
Yay.
Welcome back, Megan, again.
Yay, for now. I don't know where I'll be or when I'll be called away.
Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll keep that seat warm for you.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your man, JQ. That's Free.
Yo!
That's Megan.
Hi.
That's Chandler.
Yo.
And that's Jeff in the booth.
He has a cute butt.
Jeff in the booth.
E.T. does. Hi, Jeff.
He's not even going to say nothing.
He's
Jeff's
not
gonna say
bad.
He just
You can
waved.
see me.
Okay.
but he's just
There you go. Anyways, that's it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. We are out. Peace. What's going on, guys? It's your man JQ Geeked Out right here on Deftal Radio. If you want to get more content from us,
better make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't know what you're missing.
Boomerangs.
how are we doing, Jeff?